What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the impressions to the Xbox Series X and the Series S. Now, actually, on my second channel today, I'm going to be talking about the storage space for all of these consoles. I know some people have been asking me about that, but for this, we're going to go through a couple of basically excerpts of what people have been saying about it, general impressions even for me from what I've seen on the internet. Now, obviously, I don't have my hands on this yet, so it's kind of just what do I think of what everybody else is saying. But if you guys do like that, make sure you guys are giving this video a like, you're subscribed, bell icon turned on, and all of my other social media stuff, my Twitter, my Discord, and my second channel is all in the description below. If you guys wanted to support me there, that would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And now let's talk about this. So we're here. We're entered next. Now, technically, I mean, not really, right? Not everybody has these systems yet. Actually, the majority of the public, right, doesn't have these systems yet. But my God, guys, we are only 4 days at the time you guys are seeing this video, 4 days away from people having a Series S, a Series X, both of them. I don't know if people are actually going to, I don't know why you would get both of the Xbox consoles, but I mean, it's insanely close. And this is it's a cool moment. It really is a cool moment. And I think what you're seeing in these reviews, in these impressions of the Series X and Series S, I would say are overall positive. So again, you know, I don't have it. I'm just going based off of what other people say. But here's kind of the gist of it from what I get. The system is sleek. The system is solid. And solid is not a negative word in this case because I feel like that's what everybody is saying about it. It fits the ecosystem of the Xbox. One of the things I heard or saw, you know, whether it be like read from like an article or heard from like YouTube videos of people that had this, is that, you know, there's a lot of things from this system, okay, that you may not even notice half the time that you're playing on, or that you're like, I shouldn't say playing because the games is that difference, but when you're just in the new system, right, a lot of the stuff is exactly the same or very, very close to the same. And that's done on purpose. And that's the thing that you either, I mean, we all have to kind of accept it, right? Because that's just what Microsoft wants to do. You're either going to kind of agree with it or not agree with it, right? You're either going to like it or not like it. I am fine with it. We're seeing, I think, even PlayStation do a similar thing where they're kind of even taking some ideas from Xbox and then doing their own thing while also kind of mimicking it a little bit with like what the PS3 looked like. So we're seeing a push with this next gen to try to mimic a little bit of what they've done in the past. Now, for Microsoft, again, for Xbox, they're keeping it in the ecosystem. So a lot of the things kind of have to be the store, the going up to down on the left side of like all of the just different options that you have. All of that stuff is relatively the same across all of these consoles now, including the Xbox Series X and S. I heard a lot of really, really good things on the quick resume. Now, to me, and you know, I'm not getting an Xbox Series X or S day one. I'm going to be getting it. I hope, as long as they're like in stock, very, very early 2021, like February, March at the absolute latest. I hope to get one. I've never been one to be excited for this quick resume thing. To me, it's hard enough for me to beat one game just in general, right? Pick up a game, put it in there, whether digital or physical, and play it from beginning to end, okay? That's hard enough. That's like the hardest task in my life every single day, right? That's hard enough. I would never use this quick resume where it's like, okay, well, I want to do this. However, what I will say from even some people that I saw, you can use it even in the way that I do it. Basically, you can have 5, 6, however many, games or apps open on your Xbox, and then, have that quick resume feature on them. And you could be doing this over like a week. It doesn't have to be all in one day. So while I'm not one that, because I've seen people that say, well, I want to play a multiplayer game while doing, get me in a lobby while I'm playing a single player game. I mean, I really, firstly, it's not even going to take all that long to get in the multiplayer. Secondly, you're going to play a single-player game for like 2.5 minutes. I've never been on board with that one at all. And I'm also not on board with a person that just wants to play like 5 different games all within the hour, all at one time. I'm just not that. I would, if somebody is that, that's fine. But I am not that. Well, the thing with Xbox, again, the Series X and S is that, well, you can do it over time. So it's pretty much just a faster way of jumping in a game. So if one day I want to play one game and the next day I want to play another, well, it does pay to have them all open. and then do the quick resume, right? So again, I've never been like very excited for that basically, but it seems like that is an extremely cool thing. I think one of the most confusing things that both of these consoles are going to have to deal with is all of the backwards compatibility, free upgrades, what's optimized for what. Microsoft, from what I saw, has literally like a pull-down tab that you can filter which games support what thing, right? So games that have some sort of upgrade for the Xbox Series X or S, you can filter that. Games that, again, are like backwards compatible, whatever, you can filter them. So I do like that. I really hope PlayStation has something like that as well, because if it doesn't, I'm a big gamer, and I know a lot of these games, and I can recite most of them, or at least I think most of them, that may have this or may have that feature added. But in reality, when you're there and you see all these games, if they don't show you what it takes advantage of what feature, it's just going to be a complete disaster, right? And then you have the actual, gaming part of it itself, and obviously that's where the Xbox Series X shines through. So from what I saw, the Series X does seemingly have a pretty big, in terms of power, just full on, just like, I don't even know what you even want to consider the word power to mean, right? What your definition of power, but I have seen that word thrown around, that it is more powerful than the PS5. Now again, does that mean it has faster loading times than the PS5? No. Does that mean it focuses more on ray tracing than the PS5? No. As we've always said, these consoles do different things. And if there's anything that I can get behind, or in this console war that we're in, I guess one thing that we can all kind of, take a deep breath and say out loud is like, they are both, I think, pretty good at what they're trying to do. They may do things better than the other. Xbox may do certain things better than PlayStation, but they're supposed to be, they're kind of different things, right? And I think that's fine. And then again, the gaming itself of the Xbox Series X is obviously where it stands out. These games look insanely good. I know I'm kind of talking as if I've seen, or as if I've played it. I mean, I've heard what people say. Seems across the board that, like, yeah, you can tell that there's things upgraded. You can tell the loading times are faster, all of this stuff. Now, again, how does it compare to PlayStation or, all that stuff? That's, that's something for a later point. But I think just generally, in terms of the Series X, seems very good. The biggest question, as always, which I have seen actually a lot of people draw the conclusion to, it is a next-gen console. It does next-gen things with your games, okay? Like, it is like the PC upgrade that you're looking for a console. It keeps the ecosystem of Xbox going, which is what they wanted to do, and if they accomplished their goal. But the thing is, again, there's really, besides Assassin's Creed, or if you're playing, Yakuza, there's really nothing to play. And that is the biggest thing, I think, that holds back the Xbox Series X and Series S. Now, the thing with Series S, we'll say this really quickly, from what I saw, again, online, I mean, this is seemingly a very easy one to sell. Now, the issue is, there's very little in stock. Remember, we heard back, even with the PS5 physical and digital, and then we got Xbox Series X to S, they're selling these at like 80-20. There's like 20% Series S's, 80% Series X's, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. They're doing it on purpose, obviously, because they want the money for the Series X, right? Because it's obviously $200 more. But the Series S is literally, I mean, I really do think it's a perfect console. It does most of the things that the Series X can do. Very actually little that it does not do, which is fine. It's $200 cheaper. And it's, it obviously has a smaller storage, and that's a pretty weak thing that, again, I'll be talking about on the second channel, the storage actually for all of these, new consoles. But for that, again, it's pretty easy. I've seen a lot of people say this is a very simple and easy, like, second console. In the same way, I would even argue so much as, like, the Nintendo Switch. I think the Nintendo Switch is almost, and I think over time it has been, literally something that you need to have, like a secondary console. Maybe secondary. It could be some people's primary console, but a console you need to have. I mean, I have one. If they do a Switch 2 or whatever the next one is, I'll get that. It's just something you kind of need to have, because Nintendo, every now and then, it's not very often, but it is, every year, every, however long, they come out with just an exclusive that's going to blow your mind, and everybody's going to be playing it, and that sells 20 to 30 million units on the system. You need to have that. And for this, for Microsoft, it's $300. It does most of the things that the very higher powered consoles, Series X and PS5, can do, and just use it for Games Pass. Use it for Games Pass. Use it for the exclusives that Microsoft will eventually bring to the table. And then again, assuming you have the Series S and then maybe you have a PS5, use the PS5 for your third-party games because that will look better. Use the Series S for the exclusives. The thing with the Series X is you could argue that the third-party games may actually be better on it than the PS5, and then you would just, the only thing you're missing out on the PS5 is their exclusives. So, again, the console war, I think, has hit the next phase. Right now we're getting reviews for that. Today is supposed to be stuff for the PS5 in terms of games, so we'll see what's shown or talked about for the PS5. Maybe they review the system on Monday. We'll see how that all goes, but here we are. Again, this is only, we got 1 weekend left. Next weekend, we'll all have, anybody that is, I guess, lucky enough to receive these things, will have either the Xbox or the PlayStation. So, insanely, insanely cool. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you excited? Which system are you going to get? Do you like the strengths, the weaknesses of these systems? Let me know. As always, again, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, supporting me in the other, other social media places if you want to. Again, all that's in the description, my Twitter, my Discord, and my second channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.